Okay, and boom.
Why are you so antisocial? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you staying on the basketball court so much? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you out there practicing in the hot sun when ain't nobody else out there? Because I'm trying to get it.
Storm. Storm.
Why is this name so hard? How the fuck did you come up with this name, Yeet?
I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of just like some high shit.
Storm.
Swift on the beat. Swift on the beat.
Welcome to another episode of the Couch Bros. Damn, bro, my bad, bro, my bad.
Phin Outta Water podcast.
I'm so bro, cause we just did the podcast just this past Sunday, bro. So that shit's still on my head, bro. I take that back, man. Welcome to the Phin Outta Water NFL Dolphins football podcast, man. I got my brother from another mother, Rodman, in the building. You know I am your host with the most, B.Herbo, dog, and it's sad, man. Rod, I know we had this time where we talk about, the past week, and we've been riding high, man. As a Dolphins podcast, that this is ultimately, bro. But unfortunately, my good brother, it ain't been looking too good for y'all these past 2 weeks, man. So, before we do that, though, how you feeling, man? Because we got plenty of time to, reminisce on the passing of Tua Tagovailoa and Mike McDaniel and all those other hard-working Dolphin players. But before we get into that, bro, I want to go ahead and get with you, man. How you feeling, bro? What's the temperature? How are you as a Dolphins fan? What is the fan base saying right now? How y'all boys doing right now, man?
Well, Herb, how do I put it, man? The gods of 500, they've come back for us, dog. They just the gods of 500 football just can't. They won't let the Dolphins go, bruh. Like it's just insane, man. You know how it is. Like Dolphins fans are feeling like, Herbie, this is a familiar feeling, bro. This wouldn't be the first time in our history in the past 20 years where we're riding high for a little bit and then we come crashing down. There's still 4 games left to be played. But the past 2 weeks have been a rough 2 weeks, man. My boy Tua has been eating it, rightfully so too, because he's put up some stinkers. But I got some smoke for Mike McDaniel today too, bro. Like that last loss, he deserved. Like we got to talk about that, and we will. But for the most part, Herbie, me as a Dolphin fan though, because you did ask me that, like I'm not panicking. Like
Okay.
I'm not panicking.
You should. It's just 2 bad games, dog. It's just
That's what I'm saying.
Just you know, nothing major. Just your quarterback had the worst quarterback in franchise history in the past 40 years. Nothing major though. You know, just regular bad games. Nothing major,
But
dog.
but you know what, Herbie? You know what? And I might be in the minority here, and I'm probably gonna sound crazy. And this is just based off when I watched the film. This wasn't like I had a totally different thought process watching the game. But when I watched the film, both the last two games were bad games, but I actually thought he played a little better against the Chargers. Despite
Okay,
how
wait,
bad.
wait. Hold on. Because you know I got to do my little, you know, I got to do the little special thing, bro. So topic number one, man, Dolphins versus Chargers recap, bro. So
Yes, sir.
you let me there, bro. So let's go ahead and get into it, my brother.
Yes, sir. Dolphins Chargers recap, man. Let's get it.
So you were saying that it wasn't as bad as it looked, because I mean, at one point he was 3 for 17, Rod. Like
Oh yeah.
I don't know what you like. You might be right, but I don't know, bro. I
No,
don't
no,
know, bro.
but you know what, Herb? What I'll do is I'll give you two perspectives because I think it's fair to say, like my thought process while watching the game and then my thought process while watching film. Watching film kind of tilted my perspective. When I was watching the game, like my thought process was, and I got to be honest, my thought process was like, damn, is Tua a fucking head case, man? Like, is he really gonna be the guy who can play really well, but when the bright lights are on and the game, and you know we're playing a big game, you know, is he really gonna be the guy who's just gonna falter? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, dog. Like, but you know, and it wasn't just him too. It was just the whole team was just looking bad. It just seemed like every time he was throwing a ball, that there was always several guys in the area. You know, the receiver, I mean the corners and the DBs, they were all over our receivers. And you know, it just felt like when I was watching the game, we just kept trying to do the same thing over and over, and it wasn't working. So then I put on the film, and Herbie, I think the difference was I think the difference in this game. Hold on, excuse me, hold on. I gotta take a Herb. You take the reins real quick. I gotta take an important phone call real quick, dog. Give me a second, bro.
Is that he has to, you know, get with his weed man, bro. So, you know, while we're doing it, bro, it's a perfect time to bring in our special guest for this episode, man. Spicy, man. What's up, man? Welcome to the pod. First time on it on this iteration, bro. You've been on the pod before on the Couch Bro show, but we were dying to have you back, bro. Like Rod, bro, you a lifelong Dolphins fan, bro. So while Rod is going on, because you know he has to do what he got to do, handle business. You know what I'm saying? It's time to bring you on, bro. So welcome. So, I mean, I'm good, bro. So, try to pick up where Rod was talking about in regards to how you felt about this game against the Chargers, bro. And you were at the game, if I'm not mistaken, correct? Mm.
Have these, you know. So I ain't hit panic mode yet, man. But like I said, it was hard. It was rough to watch. Because I believed the man was he was in the MVP conversation, bro. You know
He
what I'm saying?
was. He was. He
Got
was
a
definitely the MVP conversation.
and was in. He was like legit, not like oh no, two of my like he was legit like in the MVP conversation. So he had basically like he built us up so high. You know what I'm saying? Like he took us to the
I came back at the perfect time.
yeah he took
You
us
did. You did.
he took us to that mountain and he took us so high up that mountain and then
Yeah, man. Just up that mountain, huh? He
he
was.
just
It was
put
just.
oh,
It
he
was
just
just him. It was him and Tua by himself, and then boom, bro.
yeah
49ers.
I
Kyle
don't
Shanahan was like, "Get out of here, bro. No
yeah,
MVP for you, dog."
yeah I don't want to put it all on Tua, but this is the one thing I feel like Tua got to wear the majority just off the simple fact that all season long the offense him and the offense is what's been carrying the team. You know what I'm saying? Tight games, any close games, whatever. Like the offense been bringing us home. You know what I'm saying? The last couple of years has been the defense, but this year I can say we are offensive, like led team right now. You know, and these past two games were games that he's been bringing us home all season. You know what I'm saying? And he just wasn't getting it done. You know what I'm saying? Him and McDaniel's got to wear a little bit of it too. But you know, for the most part, the quarterback.
And that's the thing about it. We gotta have that conversation too because it's like this is the thing about football, bro. Football is we say it all the time. It's the ultimate team sport, but that
Right.
doesn't matter, bro. Did your quarterback have a good game or not, bro? And that's
Quarter,
ultimately what it comes down to. Quarterback gets all the praise, quarterback gets all the blame, bro. So it's a 50-50 thing. The problem is, and I want to go back to Rod, the problem is that it's hard to say that you there was a bright side and you're not looking at it glass half full. When again, not to beat a dead horse, he had the worst game in franchise history in the past 40 years, right?
No, you know what though, Herb? He had a bad game. There's no doubt about it.
right?
Okay.
But this is the difference that I gather from watching the 49ers game and watching the Chargers game. In the 49ers game, you could really say it was him. He was just off. Like
Okay.
there was no other way around it. He just played a bad game.
Yeah.
In the Chargers game, the reason why I'm gonna hand McDaniel the capital L, Tua's right behind him, but McDaniel gets the capital L, Herbie, because he was out schemed by Brandon Staley.
Which is crazy.
Like Herbie, like when I was watching the film, and which is why when I was watching the film, I was just like, damn. It surprised me on how many plays the Chargers were ready to defend our key concepts. It was so many times where they were playing bump and run coverage, pressing our receivers, rerouting guys, throwing the timing off. There were, the linebackers were dropping deep into their zones. And here's the thing, Herbie, I could either say we didn't run the ball or we couldn't run the ball. You pick whichever one makes you feel better. But at the end of the day, the Chargers were not afraid of us running the ball. So when we tried play action, when we tried RPOs, they're like, y'all niggas ain't going to run that. You guys are an aggressive passing team. So they didn't bite on any of that. So they had no run game. And despite being the fourth worst rushing defense, they had no fear of us running the ball. They were crowding the middle of the field. And the thing that killed me, Herbie, watching the game was, where are the adjustments? Like, we didn't start adjusting until 3.5 quarters into the game. When you're watching the film and you see the routes unfold, it wasn't a lot of times where there was underneath outlets. And when there were, Tua wasn't throwing to him. Like, listen, I don't care how bad or good you think Tua is, Herbie, but Alex Smith is a horrible comparison because Alex Smith was captain check down. This nigga Tua, I was praying for a check down, Herbie. Like, this nigga just kept throwing the ball downfield. I was praying for a check. People were killing Tua the first 2 years for always throwing 5-yard passes. Nigga, I was praying for a 5-yard pass.
The funny thing about it, though, it's a gift and a curse that he's developed this ridiculous Brett Favrean play style because that play that he had no business throwing to Tyreek Hill that ultimately went for a 60-yard touchdown, maybe 10 or 5 other quarterbacks even attempt that based off of what was going on in that game. So him not taking the check down got you a touchdown. Now, would have been a touchdown if Mike Davis didn't trip and fall? Who knows? It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant now, dog.
Right.
But it was the gift. The problem is that it hurt him the rest of the game, bro, when there was opportunity, dog. So, yeah, what it is, man. Hey, YOLO, bro. Tyreek somewhere over there, bro. That's how you playing it right now, dog. That's how you playing it right now, bro.
But you know what, Herb? I ain't gonna like I said, he played bad enough, bro. But I gotta also give some of the receiver, Herbie. Receivers got to make tough catches. Like, there were plays in the game where Tua put the ball only in a spot where the receiver was just gonna, like, they were so blanketed they had to make a tough catch. Waddle didn't catch his first reception until the fourth quarter. The only nigga on offense that really showed up was Tyreek. Our whole offense was Tyreek, Herbie. The nigga, bro, the most exciting play of the game. We fumble. Nobody knows who the ball is. The ball pumps out. Tyreek on a bad ankle. On a bad ankle. Tyreek on a bad ankle is still faster than everybody on the field.
Yeah, he went NFL Street with that. So, to that point, let me ask you, Spicy. This is a question I have for you. As somebody who played ball and somebody who grew up around a bunch of ball players, right? Like, you have the mindset of a ball player, a football player, right? So, do you think that because the Dolphins wide receivers have been schemed open so well these past 13 weeks or 12 weeks up until the 49ers game
Mhm.
that it was uncommon for them to actually get that physical play again, and it kind of threw them off, which is to Rod's point where he was saying that they gotta you gotta anticipate that, like you gotta make a tough catch. How do you feel about that coming from a football player's perspective?
It's a good question, Herb. Well, my perspective, I feel like as a Dolphins fan, like I've watched every single game, um, and I feel like we just kind of got away from what we was doing in the beginning, right? Before, Rod, I don't know if you remember, like we played against Buffalo and we played against the Ravens. We would throw short to get to the deep passes.
Yep.
I don't know if you remember. I think we played against Buffalo. We had Buffalo had the ball damn near the whole game. We only had a handful of possessions.
19 minutes, bro.
And I remember like that first possession coming out of the half, we got the ball, and that's when Tua threw his first deep ball to Waddle.
3rd and 22.
And
Yeah, I remember.
And like we didn't throw a deep ball that whole game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We was, and I feel like Tua, he was so locked in, and he took his game to a whole nother level to the point where McDaniels completely he got the playbook just completely open now, to the point where like we was literally able to go into any game, like the Detroit game, the Browns game, the Chicago game. We was able to go into those games, do what these dudes. And I think with that, we kind of got away from the basics of what that offense is supposed to be, which is supposed to be short to deep. You know what I'm saying? So, like you said, you like, damn, I thought Tua was supposed to be a dink and dunk. Like all he's throwing is deep, because that's basically, like you say, the great coaches, they adjust to that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? McDaniel adjusts to what the Chargers was doing. They adjusted to what we was doing, taking away all the middle, taking away a lot of the deep stuff. And I think we need to get back to the basics, go back to the drawing board, go back to what we was doing against the Patriots, the Ravens, the Bills. Let's open up short and then attack them deep.
Bro, to your point, the thing is, it's not like this was like the Chargers aren't the first team to try to take away the middle of the field, bro. Like that's what the Browns did. And you want to know what we did in the Browns game? We ran the ball, we threw it underneath, and we threw to the sideline. So it's not like we haven't already had a solution to that problem. But to me, and this is where I blame Mike McDaniel. I think when it comes down to it, Herbie, I think he's reached a point where his ego is getting the best of him. Like he's an ultra aggressive coach. And it just seemed to me like he just knew his game plan was going to work until it didn't. And I think he allowed his own aggressiveness, his own ego to get the best of him in this game. And his quarterback threw 10 of 28 passes. He had a fucking basketball stat line.
Let me speak to the ego. Let me speak to the ego in regards to that, right? So I'm happy that you brought that up, because him being ultra aggressive and him having an ego, when you get your ass whooped as an offensive coordinator or a quarterback's coach or something else, right? If you get your ass kicked, it doesn't ultimately come on you, right? You're just, at the end of the day, you're a position coach, you're a coordinator, you're a special assistant to the head coach. The head coach is going to get the blame, right? So it's different when you get your ass kicked as the head coach, especially when you have been dominating up until this point.
Right.
And I think that because he got his ass kicked by his OG, he was like, God damn it, somebody go get these yards, bro. And it didn't happen. The complete opposite happened against the Chargers, bro. So I want to take it back to you, though, Spicy. So before we go on to the Bills game, because ultimately we want to preview that and get on with the rest of the show, what was the atmosphere like, though, in Southern California, in Los Angeles? Because I know that the Chargers, it's not a home game anytime the Chargers play. So is that true, or is that just, a rumor, as the people would say, or is that really true? Like it ain't a home game.
They got a solid fan base. But,
okay, all right.
The Dolphins, because even in San Francisco, it was a lot a lot of Dolphins fans out there, bro. Like I was surprised. I was shocked, like how
Dolphins
many.
fans travel well, bro. You'd be surprised.
Like
Yeah,
we,
dog. Like we've talked about it on the pod. We've talked about it on this pod multiple times that the Dolphin fandom was a sleeping giant. They just ain't had nothing to get hyped for, bro. Like this is the first time in a long time that there was something to get lit for. Like, bro, the Vikings game when the Vikings were here. I was looking at tickets. The tickets were $34, right? This is before the Dolphins kicked off, bro. I was like, I went back to look, bro. It was like $200, dog. I'm like, same tickets, bro. Same tickets.
When you're a
You
good
guys are
team, they're
number
gonna make you
4.
pay.
Like this is crazy. This is crazy. But the Dolphins are the 4th highest team when it comes to attendance at home, bro. You are at 104%. That means that you have more people at the game than there's tickets there, bro. Like the Dolphin fandom is real, and it was crazy, especially if you go to a whole game down here. Like you can hear it on the broadcast.
Yep.
So I know that the Dolphins travel well, bro. It's a legacy franchise, bro. It's one of the storied franchises in all of football, dog. So I know it was cool. The problem is y'all went and got y'all ass kicked in front of the hose. Tua did it in front of the hose, bro.
In front of the hose,
He
dog.
did it in front of the hose, bro.
And Herbie, you know what makes it hurt too, bro? Like, you know what makes it hurt, bro? It's the fact that it wasn't just that he lost to the Chargers. There was the Tua Herbert hype, and Herbert was the only one who showed up.
Yep.
Like, and Herbie, let me tell you, I've never been one of those guys who was Tua over Herbert, but those 2 and 9 guys, nigga, they deleted their accounts, nigga. You can't find them, nigga.
You can't come back from that, bro.
You can't find them.
You can't come back from that. You can't come back from that, bro. So we could take a detour and come back to that conversation because I do want to progress the conversation in regards to I want to preview this game because it is a big game or whatever. And then we'll come back to that conversation on the back end because we could spend a long time on that, bro. So let me just get to the topics though, man. Shout out to my boy Tony, bro. He's always showing love, dog. My man say, what's good with it, boys? Definitely curious to hear what Rod has to say about
Tony. You already know, boy.
Yeah, bro. We have a lot to say about the team this week, bro. So, topic number 2, man. Dolphins Bills preview, bro. We have a Sunday, the rare Saturday night game, bro. That's how you know the holidays are coming, bro. Dolphins Bills at Buffalo, 7 feet of snow. The nature will definitely be a part of this game, man. So, how do y'all feel about the team going into it, bro? Because now with these past 2 losses, if I would have asked you guys this question 2 weeks ago, bro, your responses would have been way different, bro. So I'm gonna start with you, Spicy.
Welcome home, bro. We home.
I mean, that's why I feel like these last 2 games were so pivotal. These last 2 games were so like important because I knew we was gonna have to deal with some kind of elements in Buffalo. But if we lose in Buffalo, we still have a good chance to make the playoffs. We just got to win out. Green Bay, the Jets, and the Patriots just got to win out completely to get in. But I don't know, man. Hopefully we can establish the run. I think another reason why we weren't really able to run the ball these last 2 games because Jeff Wilson kept getting hurt in the first half. So I find it hard to believe if Jeff Wilson finished these games, we would go completely away from the run with him in the game. So hopefully he's healthy and he can, bring back some of that what he was doing when he first came when we played against Cleveland. And let's get back to that short intermediate game instead of all of that deep stuff. So.
And Rob, man, how do you feel about this game coming up, bro?
Well, it's funny, Herb, because football works in mysterious ways, right?
That it does, my brother. That it does.
We had expectations for the Dolphins to go in and have a good game for the good game against the Chargers, and they obviously didn't. They obviously didn't meet those expectations. But I see a lot of people are down on the Dolphins against the Bills, and I think this game more than any game for the rest of the season is going to tell us exactly who this team is. Because when the Dolphins were going to go on this road trip, Herbie, I had them down 1-2. I was not expecting us to beat 2 out of 3 of these teams. In my mind, I thought we'd probably maybe lose to the Niners, beat the Chargers, or vice versa, and then we'd lose to the Bills. Because, Herbie, historically, we go to Buffalo, even back to Dan Marino days, we go to Buffalo and get our asses kicked. So, you never want to go into Buffalo needing to win. But, Herbie, I harken back to something that Tua was asked. several weeks ago, and he said himself, Tua, big man, Tua T. He said we're not afraid to talk about Super Bowls around here. Well, guess what? This game is gonna tell us who the Dolphins are. Are these the same old Dolphins? Because the last 2 weeks we're looking like we're going back down to 500 gods. It kind of reminds me of like Guts and Berserk during the eclipse, Herbie, when Griffith sacrifices everybody to become the Demon King, and there's just all these souls. That's how I look at the Dolphins right now, bro.
Cut, my boy. That's definitely a deep cut. You have to really know what the hell Ron's talking about with that one, man. Oh, I got a funny comment from my man Tony. Let me get the comments real quick, dog. I'm starting to get PTSD looking at this 8 in the win slot, bringing back real bad memories.
Tell you, man, the 500 guys of football, bro. The 500 guys of football.
Yeah, they just
back,
dragging
man.
y'all down, bro. Like.
But let me say this though. To the point I was trying to make, like, I do think we could put up a fight against Buffalo, because the thing about Buffalo is their secondary hasn't been good the past few weeks.
Yeah,
Jared Goff they almost lost to Jared Goff. They beat him on a walk-off field goal.
yeah.
Mike White played a pretty bad game, but he was still able to rack up almost 300 yards on them.
They can get got.
Yeah, so the Buffalo Bills,
we got get back on track. If we don't get back, if the Dolphins that showed up these last 2 weeks show up in Buffalo, we're gonna get our ass kicked. Like, we got back on track if we're gonna beat them.
And here's the thing: the Buffalo Bills are a combination of both the teams we play, because they have the overall team and the quarterback. So this is gonna be the toughest. When we beat the Bills back in week 3, I knew this was gonna be our most important game. But since we lost these last 2, like, even if we win out, Herbie, we're just gonna limp into the playoffs, and no one's gonna believe the Dolphins are gonna do anything. At some point, if you want to be that team, you got to prove you could beat good teams. And we've beaten teams early in the season, but the NFL is a "what have you done for me lately" kind of league.
Absolutely, bro.
Yeah. And
absolutely.
and now is the most important time, Herbie, because Mike McDaniel got exposed as a coach against Brandon Staley, just because he didn't adjust. The guy's playbook is vast. He does so many things on offense that other coaches don't do. But I think he got ahead of himself. And I do want to make a point about Tua, Herbie. And I think this is what's always going to separate Tua from a guy like Mahomes and a guy like Josh Allen. And what I mean by that is, the thing about Tua is he's a great on-script quarterback. That's what can make him elite, is the fact that when things are on script and things can go well and guys can get open, he can play great. But Herbie, in that game, the Chargers took away a lot of our options. And Tua's just not a guy. He can make a play here and there. I could think of 4 touchdowns off the top of my head where nobody was open and he had to scramble and make a play. He could do that here and there, but that's not his game. Mahomes can make magic happen regularly. Josh Allen can either make magic happen or run with the ball. Jalen Hurts can run with the ball. Tua ran more times in a game against the Chargers than I've seen him all season. So the thing with Tua is, like, Mike McDaniel has to do a good job of making sure he stays ahead of the coaches, because Tua is a guy, he's a pure pocket passer, system quarterback. So he's gonna be as good as the system is. That's my personal belief on it.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, man. So with that, man, we're gonna take a quick little break and get back right to it, man. So quick intermission, and we're gonna come back and have a deep dive with our good friend and guest on this episode, Spicy.
I say.
All right, so we in intermission, y'all.
YouTube Shorts presents the fun side of 2022.
For me, I really like cones.
Can we skip to the good part?
Cone! A big corn that knobs. It has the juice.
Watch on YouTube Shorts.
I like to smell my beard after a really good meal. Do you?
Tonight, try Natrol Sleep Plus Calm, made with clean ingredients. Helps to relax your body.
All right, man. We back, man, from break.
Back
Um, I,
again.
I know that we said we are gonna have our good boy Spicy on, bro, but he had a very important business call to take, bro. So it's just gonna be me and Rob for the rest of the stream, bro. So Rob, first things first, guys. I do apologize. This is something that needs to be said, bro. I I'm a nutcase. I'm like a freaking fanatic when it comes to this. I want the pod to be really good. I want the pod to be successful. So if you've noticed by now that the pod has been different, like visually every single week. But I will say this, guys, to the 2 or 3 people who watch us vigorously, those loyal fans of ours that we have so much of. This is the final design, bro. If you like it, leave a comment.
Are
If
you
you
sure,
hate it,
Herb?
I'm positive. I'm positive. I'm positive. I'm positive. All right. Because at some point niggas gonna be like, bro, am I watching a different show, bro? Like this. So I gotta keep it consistent, bro. So if you like it, if you think the design's cool, cool. If you think it's terrible, cool. It's gonna be the same regardless, bro. This is it. I'm tired of fucking changing this shit. All right. Now let's get to the show, man. So, before we backtrack a little bit in regards to Tua and Justin Herbert, bro, I do want to keep the conversation in regards to quarterbacks. So there's going to be twofold. One, I get to talk about my Cowboys because we get to play the Jaguars this week. And two, that gives me an opportunity to, I'm not going to say take the L on Trevor Lawrence because there's no L to take. However, I will eat some crow and give him the credit that he has finally earned for the first time, I believe, in his career, bro. So let's get into it, bro. Topic number 3, which I didn't write out because, things change, bro. Um, Cowboys, Jaguars, bro. So last week, I said that we should not have any issues with the Texans, bro. We had all the issues in the world with the Texans, bro.
They covered.
They covered a 17-point spread. Now, I don't,
That was
I,
a trap spread,
that
obviously.
was
Yeah.
super trapped, dog. Like,
Yeah.
that was a dog's dream, bro. Like at the end of the day, it's still the NFL, dog. You can't put up a college spread on an NFL game, right? However, my issue has always been when it comes to this team, right? For whatever reason, I feel like the team played harder under Cooper Rush, and I don't know why, and it doesn't make sense, and it's annoying. It's very, very annoying, and I'm getting kind of tired of it, bro. Like this has been going on going back to Tony Romo. Like I can't give Stephen A that much credit, bro, and it's driving me crazy because when he says the accident waiting to happen, dog, like how can I say he's wrong? Yes, we're 10-3, but does it feel like we're a 10-3 team? No, no, no. It feels like we're a team that's been fortunate to be where we are, and we're a team that's been fortunate to play in the NFC East where Dak has been incredibly dominant. But when it comes to the rest of the league, he's actually average. He has an average record. He feasts on our own division, bro, which has the New York Football Giants and the Washington Commandos, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and a sometimes good, sometimes bad Eagles team. 2017, they were good. 2018, they were bad. 2022, they're really fucking good, bro, and they might make the Super Bowl, bro. So, um, I, I just want to vent, bro, and I'm getting annoyed. Is that fair? Do I have the right to be annoyed, Rod? Talk me off this ledge, bro. Be my counselor, sir.
Be your counselor.
Be my counselor, bro. Am I
Well,
overreacting right now, dog? Please.
Well, here's the thing, Herbie. Like, I'm always a proponent of fans. Fans always know best, right? Like, from my outside perspective, you guys are having a good season, but I realize as fans, like, you and I are in different places. And what I mean by that is, like, the Dolphins, we've been stuck in that mire of mediocrity for 20, 25 years. So we're just, like, making the playoffs will just make us happy. Like, that's a goal. But where you are, Herb, is a different place, a particularly even more annoying place, because the Cowboys have been good enough to make the playoffs in a good amount of Dak seasons. The problem is that now you've reached a point to where, yeah, you've seen this before. You've seen the Cowboys have success in the regular season. So really for you, it's like this, all of this is kind of like a basketball season to where it's just like, the Cowboys are either going to win a division or they're going to be a wild card because the rest of the NFC doesn't have a lot. But when it comes down to is what you're waiting for is who are these guys going to be when it matters? So Herbie, I think you're going to feel the way you feel until you see something more, until you see them win more than just a playoff game, because this team is good enough to go farther than just one playoff game. And they have been, and for whatever reason, man, the Cowboys just always seem to get in their own way, always play to the level of their competition somehow. Somehow, dog. As good as they are, like,
hey, hold on. First things first. I kind of jumped the gun while I was using the opportunity to spice it up, bro. So I got the banner, bro. Topic number 3: Cowboys versus Jaguars. Man. I'm trying to get professional out here, dog. You trying to get professional. You feel me, dog?
legit.
But when we were talking about it last week, when we were betting, right? Because our good homeboy, and I gotta actually have a conversation in regards to that too. But our homeboy Pap, he always calls us the day of the game, right? Because he's gonna put a ticket in, and he asked me, "How do you feel about the Cowboys and the Texans, bro?" I said, "Bro, don't." I said, "Take the Texans, bro. We always play down to our competition."
That's exactly what you said, bro. You knew exactly.
Like I'm getting it's getting embarrassing at this point, bro. Like it's getting embarrassing, bro. Like it's getting embarrassing, dog. Like I can't forget. We had to have a 90-yard game-winning drive against Lovie Smith. What? What?
Dude,
We had to have a 90-yard game-winning drive against Miles Davis? Huh? What are y'all talking about? Are y'all putting fentanyl in the Lucky Charms? Like what's going on right now, bro? Like it doesn't even make sense. So I'm annoyed because it's like I try to be a very low-key Cowboys fan, bro. Right. Have you known me to be boisterous about my team, bombastic about my team? Have you ever known me to be the unbelievably obnoxious Cowboys fan, bro? And keep it real.
Nah. I mean, if you were ever obnoxious, maybe. Nah, I can't really think. It would have to be when we were younger. I mean, for the longest time, you've been a pretty chill Cowboys fan. You're actually pretty cynical, more cynical than most Cowboys fans I know. To be honest with
Because
you.
why not? Why not? Why not? I tell people all the time, bro. At this point, bro, take me back to Drew Henson, bro. Take me back to Quincy Carter, bro. Take me back to winning 3 games, bro. Because I'd rather live and die with a bad team that will fight versus rooting for a talented team that just shows up because they're the Cowboys and they think they deserve more than they've ever earned in their lives, bro. And God damn it, I have to say that Gerson effing Norvellis was right about this son of a bitch, Dakota Prescott Manning Jr., bro. And it pains me, bro. It pains me. It pains me, dog. Like it's so annoying, bro. And ultimately, bro. So right now, and we actually could get the game right now or whatever. Hold on, give me a moment, dog, while I get this set up, dog.
Yes, sir. So as of right now, the 49ers are putting it on the Seahawks. I gotta tell you, man, Brock Purdy. I mean, if Jimmy G could come back, are they even gonna put the nigga in? Because that nigga's been looking better than Jimmy G. Damn. Yeah, y'all. I'm watching these highlights right. Damn. That boy's making some nice reads, nice throws.
All right, so I'm trying to get the game in right now. Share screen, Chrome tab.
It's halftime right now.
It's halftime right now?
Yeah, it's halftime. They were just showing some highlights of Mr. Purdy.
All right, man. So I got the game up right now, man. This is going to be pretty much the preview. Let me see if that's a little bit better. Yeah, that's better. So that's the preview, bro. So basically right now, bro, we got the matchup predictor, bro. It's saying that we have a 75% chance to win. We should dominate, bro. Like, so here's our injury report, bro. Terrence Steele, who's out, he just went on injury reserve. But everybody, there's like Jaron Curse, I don't care about you. DeMarcus Lawrence, questionable, bro. Like, our team is healthy, bro. Healthy enough to beat the freaking Jaguars, dog. Like, healthy enough, bro. Healthy enough. Healthy enough, bro. We are a 4-point favorite. We are a minus 210 on the money line, bro. The over-under is 47.5 points. It should be above that. We can't.
You guys are the road team?
Yeah. We're the road team. We're the road
Okay.
team. If we were the home team, it'd probably been a 7-point spread, which we don't deserve, bro. We don't deserve. We don't deserve that, bruh. Like there's no way you can say we deserve that, dog. Like there's no freaking way, bro. Based off of everything that's been happening right now, hell no, dog. Hell no, bro. Hell no, bro. So yeah, man. Right now, bro, points per game, bro. 28 to 22. Points allowed. 17 to 22. Total yards, dead even. Passing yards, their Jaguars are slightly better. Rushing yards, 20 yards better, bro. Yards allowed. Like, like there's really no reason why it shouldn't even be close, dog. But some way, somehow, bro, these niggas are gonna fuck up, dog. And now let's take it to Trevor Lawrence. And this is why I'm scared. If this was the Titans, I wouldn't be nervous. If this was the other team in the AFC South, if it was, I take that back. 2 weeks ago, you would have said if this was the Texans, I wouldn't be nervous. They almost beat us, bruh. So yeah, I should be nervous for everybody, dog. But let's go on to this freaking guy, Trevor Lawrence, bro. All right, so I got to eat some crow on Trevor Lawrence, man. Oh God, bro. Do you know how hard it is to be on internet when the past 2 years you've been saying that Trevor Lawrence is trash? We actually have a short that says Trevor Lawrence is generationally bad, bro. Like that's a short that I might have to delete after after he just won Player of the Week, dog. Oh my God, bro.
Listen, Herb, you weren't alone, man. I was never really sold on him. Like I heard about his talent. I didn't watch him much in college, even when he was in Clemson. But I gotta say, Herb, he's at least lately he's playing a lot better. It seems like the light bulb might have came on for the kid. Maybe we have to see more consistency. That was always my thing with him. The talent is undeniable, but what makes a quarterback great is being consistently great. So we'll see what happens.
And that's what happened. So you remember when he had that first string? Matter of fact, hold on. Let's just get his stats out and then we'll go on. So on the season he has a 56 QBR, right? Which is not great. The QBR like middle of the pack is 50. So he's slightly above average when it comes to QBR, bro. 66% pass completion percentage. Right? Like
at Navy Federal
I don't want
Credit Union, we were founded
bad or anything like that, but that is good. 20 touchdowns and 6 interceptions, which is a far cry from what he had last year, which I think he was at 20 interceptions and like 13 touchdowns, if I'm not mistaken, right? Like the kid is playing, bro. This is the one that I feel like is the most important thing right there, bro, just to highlight, which is his average yards, his average, right? Like Trevor Lawrence, say whatever you want, he does attack the field downfield. Does he have the receivers that he should do that with? Probably not. But he gonna throw that motherfucker, bro. So I can respect that, dog. I can respect that, bro. And this game that he had against the Titans, the box score doesn't do it justice. He has a play where it was so ridiculous of a throw that I was like, holy moly, what the F was that? Like, and I wish I could show it on here. It might be too much of a dick to try to find it, dog, because this is kind of last minute. You know what, F it, guys? Y'all are here, bro. We on a live stream, bro. Let me see if I can find this effort, dog. Ryan, you're not gonna see it, bro. So it's kind of sucks. You're not gonna be able to see it.
Yeah, I'll watch it after, bro. I'll get that.
You won't be able to see it, bro. I don't even think anybody else gonna be able to see it too. Not now. All right. And let me get this on. So I actually got it. So let me add it to the stream right now for the people. Because this is for the people, Rod.
For the people.
This is for the folks, Rod.
Listen, man, that boy he don't put some nice throws on tape this year. For sure. A lot more. I gotta give him.
All right, so props. For people that's watching, bro, this is the all 22. Look at him drift to the left, throw across his body, and put it in somebody's hands. The wide receiver dropped that pass. Whatever, right? It's not about it's about the process, not the result. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Come on. And that is the part that always pissed me off when it came to him, because he could always do that and he just didn't do it enough. And it's so effing annoying, bro. Like, I'm gonna put it again, bro. Look at this. This is ridiculous. He put it in somebody's hands. Like, that's crazy. That's a crazy throw. And it used to drive me crazy when I seen people, and I get why people defended him because they saw this in him all the time, but they would excuse all of the stuff that he did wrong, all of the bad throws, all of the times where he gives up a sack, all the times where he throws. Bro, the man had two games back to back where he threw the end zone pick, bro, 6 yards away from the goal line, bro. Like, come on, bro, come on, like, come on, like, come on, and now he's becoming the more consistent passer. But what happens now is that people get to say, I told you so. And I'm just like, we were never complaining that he was not talented. We were only complaining, myself included, and I'll be the number one person saying this, that you guys give him excuses that you don't give anybody else, bro.
Right.
Like, that was always my issue when it came to Trevor Lawrence. That was always my issue. And now I see a bunch of people have a victory lap, and it's like, shut the fuck up, bro. Like, shut up, all right? This guy, I had people saying, you can't even count the season last year because he was under Urban Meyer. This is really his rookie season. You see the shit that these people would say, bro, to justify that stupidity that he put on the film last year, dog? You see this nonsense that they're saying, bro? Just say he was terrible last year and he was really inconsistent a lot of this year, bro. The minute he had 2 or 3 good games, bro, people were saying that he's a top 10 quarterback, possibly top 5, bro. We have never done that with anybody else.
Nah, they were waiting to anoint him.
They were waiting to anoint him. And then what he did, bro, he had 6 fumbles against the fucking Eagles, bro. And that shit completely plummeted, bro. Like, completely plummeted. Before the game against the Titans, bro, he had 3 straight good games, and then he got his ass kicked by the Lions, bro. And then he had a great game against the Titans, bro. We all seen everybody be great. It's about being great consistently, bro. Mm-hmm. When he does that, bro, then we can say he's a top 10 quarterback. He has top 3 quarterback talent. Like, when you watch it back and you see that throw, you're gonna understand what I'm talking about, dog. But it's just it's weird because the draft class that he came from and him himself was supposed to be what the 2021 draft was supposed to be the 2020 draft in talent.
Facts.
And I'm using that in this long-winded way to bring it all back to the conversation that we were going to have earlier in regards to Tua and Justin Herbert, bro. Terrible transition, but whatever. Who fucking cares? To this shit, bro. So
you got your point across.
We got my point across. We're just winging it at this point, bro. So, all right, man, let's get back to that conversation, bro, because this is how we can end the show, because this is really important. Leading up into that point, before that game, even after the 49ers game, bro, the conversation shifted. The momentum shifted for the first time in 2 years. 3 years, actually. I'll take that back. 3 years. People were starting to say, wait a minute, is Justin Herbert really better than Tua? Wait a minute. Is Justin Herbert, why doesn't he win enough? Look what he has. Are we making excuses for Justin Herbert? And was Tua really the right pick this entire time? Hold up. There's a reason why it was tank for Tua and not tank for Herbert. That was crazy. So, Rod, when you saw that conversation, that narrative start to shift, and it got out of the depths of Tuanon, and it started to getting on a national stage. How did that feel, and how did you react to that, bro?
Well, Herb, I want to say that this was probably spearheaded by Emmanuel Acho. A guy.
No. We'll get to him. I want to start strictly from Tuanon, though, and then we'll get to the national media. Then we'll get to the national media. So from Tuanon, could you please explain Tuanon to the people who are not familiar with what Tuanon is?
So for the people listening at home who have never heard of or are not familiar with Tuanon are a group of fans, whether they be Dolphin fans or Alabama fans or just people who love Tua. It's a strange dynamic, but they're basically people who, no matter what Tua does, they ride hard for him. They believe heavy in his talent, and it's funny because of how the first 2 years went, Tuanon developed this deep hatred of Justin Herbert. Maybe not all of Tuanon, but a good majority, right? And they're coming up with all kind of arguments, and they're not fan. They're trying to find a way to kind of bring him down. And they love this season was the perfect stage. The stage was set to kind of make that argument because listen, in my opinion, at least in this season, you know what I'm saying? I never thought Tua was better than Herbert because at the end of the day, and let me just put it to you straight like this. Even though I like Tua, at the end of the day, Justin Herbert has the elite arm talent plus the decision making. Like anything Tua can do, Herbert can do, and he's actually been more, at least in my opinion, been consistently good with how he plays football, and he's playing in a bad offensive system. Herbie, I saw a meme that made me laugh, dog. They were saying that it was a meme, and it goes, Herbert plays in an offense that you think Tua would play in, and Tua plays in an offense that you think Herbert would play in. And I laugh, Herbie, because that's exactly how I think most people feel. I want to point something out too, Herbie. Joe Lombardi, who is the offensive coordinator for the Chargers, he is everything that Sean Payton is not because he took Sean Payton's system that he used with Drew Brees, but he doesn't have the attention to detail that Sean Payton has, and yet Justin Herbert in a bootleg system can still make it work. So Tua they just couldn't wait to anoint Tua. And I get it. Like, I also feel like Tua kind of took a little more slack than he really needed to. I always thought he was a better player than he showed. But at the end of the day, Tua has more limitations, I think, as a player than Herbert does. And I think that, at the end of the day, when you look at it, am I upset that you drafted Tua over Herbert? No, because Tua was who I wanted, Herb. I will never be one of those people who will turn back. Like, dude, I felt like drafting Herbert was like drafting Tannehill. My bad, Justin Herbert. I'm sorry I looked at you that way, bro. I guess I just wasn't watching the proper film videos on you, bro, because there were a lot of people saying that, oh, you can't take Herbert. But now look at the dude. The argument against him is that he doesn't win. But at the end of the day, if you look at how he plays in a vacuum, the talent is there. The consistency is there. I mean, look what he did with a team that both of our teams were missing guys on defense, but he's been missing his best receivers all year long. So, when you look at the Tua Herbert discussion, Tua Anon is just a group of fanatics who I don't even think some of these niggas be Dolphin fans, bro, because it's like me, I'm a Dolphin fan. Like, I ride with whoever goes. If Tua plays like trash, I'm going to say he plays like trash. Like, you can't make excuses for everything a nigga does, Herbie.
Absolutely.
That's when people can't take you seriously. Like, the guy doesn't walk on water. You know what I'm saying? Like, he doesn't walk on, like, Tua can be bad. Like, it's okay for him to be bad.
Okay.
Like,
so to explain Tua now, right? I think what happens with Tua is the fact that because Tua himself has overcome so much adversity from all the injuries that he had to have surgery for, the hip, the foot, the ankle, the hand, the ribs, the fingers, everything, right? Like, this dude is a cyborg at this point, bro. Like, this he's a
bionic man.
He's bionic man, bro. He's $1 million man at this point, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like they have to protect him. Like, it's like Tua sees Tua like he's their little brother on that point. And then Tua's just an adorable guy. You just want to squeeze his little cheeks, don't you, dog? Like,
you know what, Herbie? I like what Rich Eisen says. I like salty Tua. I love salty Tua. He needs to be more salty, bro. I don't know why he doesn't, man.
Because at the end of the day, bro, he was raised like a good guy, right? So there's that. Now let's move that conversation into the national media, bro, spearheaded by Emmanuel Acho. And again, this is one thing I think I see a lot of people that hate Emmanuel Acho, and that proves how good he is at television. Emmanuel Acho is phenomenal at television, right? Yes. Emmanuel Acho was the first person to say that Justin Herbert was overrated on the national media, right? And he was like, wait a minute. He pulled the reverse Cowherd. He was like, ooh, I'm getting some traction. So he went deep into that, all in. And then he saw the perfect person to latch on, which is the opposite of Justin Herbert in every way, right? Tua. And they came to a head. And for the past 12 weeks, Emmanuel Acho has been boosting up this matchup, boosting up this heavyweight battle, which we just had this past Sunday. And now, when you saw it in fruition, and remember, the pod before the game, what did I say about Justin Herbert? I said, I'm actually more impressed this season than I've ever been impressed prior to that. I think he's better than I thought he was because of this season. Yes, they've had the games where he's threw a pick at the end of the game, bro. It is what it is, bro. But if you actually sit down and watch and break down the film and watch what was going on, everything around him was not good, bro. The only reason why they have 7 wins is because of him. If you put a bad quarterback, you put an average, or you put a good, if you put Dak on that Chargers team, bro, they have 3 wins right now, bro. Maybe.
Bro, you know what's funny about what you say about Herbert? He had 39 completions against us, Herbie. He had 39 completions against the Dolphins. And here's the thing, like when you watch the film, to your point, Herbie, the way the Chargers design their plays, the Chargers don't attack downfield. They run a lot of like stick concepts and curl flats, and like they want to nickel and dime you with a quarterback with that kind of arm talent. Now I understand the Chargers don't have like any speed, dog. Like the one speedy guy they had, he's out for the season. Mike Williams and Keenan Allen are really good receivers, but they're not good. They're not going to take the top off of defense, especially after all the injuries these guys keep sustaining. So you're left with an offense where Justin Herbert is forced to nick and dunk, and yet he can do that efficiently and still give you a big time throw 2 or 3 times a game. So, listen, I'm a Dolphin fan. I'm always going to love all things Dolphin, but I appreciate great football, good football, no matter who it is. I'm not going to have a bias toward it, especially a guy who I was trashing when he was coming out. The fact that he is where he is, Herbie, I become more impressed with the guy every year, to be honest with you.
And again, bro, like it kind of sucks, bro. I get why Tuanon made it their effort to go at Justin Herbert and try to step on his neck.
Well, you know what, Herb? I do want to say this.
What's up?
Especially as a Dolphin fan, I can speak from experience just from watching the internet. Because of how mediocre Tua looked his first 2 years, we were eating it.
You had to eat a lot of stuff. And why? Like, I don't get it though. Like, why was Tua? Tua is one of the most uninteresting football players I can ever remember, bro. Why did he become public enemy number 1? I could see if he was the first overall pick. He wasn't. There were 3 or 4 other players that got picked above him. Like, it doesn't make any sense why people put this flag down on. Actually, I take that back, bro, because he was picked before Justin Herbert. So, trying to make everybody forget that everybody was saying they would be retarded to draft Justin Herbert above Tua. Everybody had to retroactively go super hard on Tua to make people forget like that they ever thought Tua was good to begin with. Colin Cowherd, Nick Wright, Skip Bayless, Stephen A. Smith,
Shannon Sharp,
you name it. There is not a single person other than the random Oregon fan, Mike Tannenbaum, and Jeff Schwartz that thought that the Miami Dolphins should take Justin Herbert over Tua Tagovailoa, bro. So to see everybody completely try to shit on this man for 2 years just because y'all were wrong, bro, it had nothing to do with Tua, dog, and it was kind of unfair, right? However, when you guys had your opportunity, and not including you, Rod, you guys were very obnoxious. You got to try to get your get back, bro. So for him,
man, listen, Herbie, and you know what, Herbie? Like when because Tua for the most part generally has had a pretty damn good season. Dolphins chance were beating their chest, man. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like it got to the point to where it was just like, okay, guys, we haven't really done anything. We're just winning regular season games.
Facts.
Like let's calm down. Let's see this thing play out all the way. But we like what we see from our guy Herbie. My thing has always been since this whole thing has happened, since we drafted Tua and Chargers got Herbert, it doesn't matter to me who's better, Herbie. If they're both good, we win, right? Like in the draft where you have John Elway and Dan Marino, like who cares which guy you think is better as long as they're both good. That's all that ever mattered to me, Herbie. Herbert could be better than Tua. That's fine. That's not a bad thing. Listen, it's not the same thing as picking Trubisky over Deshaun Watson or Patrick Mahomes. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, if the guy is comparable, if he could play well, if he could lead us to where we want to be, nigga, I'm happy no matter what. I ain't worried about what someone else has. You can't change anything. You know what I mean? And it's just unfortunate that people just take it to just a whole nother level when it comes to this, because like you said, nobody wants to be wrong, Herbie. Like everybody wants to make their point and then they stick to it to a fault. And I just think that's disingenuous, man. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, it's okay to be wrong. It's okay for your guy to have a bad game. Like that's why I can never be on a debate show, Herbie. Like look at Skip Bayless, Herbie. This nigga be caping still for Baker Mayfield. Baker is a fucking bum. Baker Mayfield is a bum and still gets screen time. People still want to hear this. Skip Bayless is caping for him. Skip Bayless trashes my quarterback, who was at least considered an MVP, over a nigga who scraps. Get the fuck out of like,
Bro,
I don't
Baker
understand
couldn't beat
it.
out an XFL quarterback and Sam Darnold, man. Like,
Come on.
And the worst part about Baker having that comeback, bro, people forget that he was terrible for the other 55 minutes of that game, bro. Like,
bro, it was the Raiders being the Raiders. What's the score of the Raiders?
Raiders have set a league record, blown 4 double-digit lead in the same season, bro. 4 of them, bro. It's never happened. Never happened before, man. So, with that, dog, I had my homeboy. He was supposed to come on, bro, but he can't. He asked to be on very late, so I don't know if we're gonna be able to get him, dog. So we might have to get him next week, bro. Any parting shots, man, Rod?
Listen, man, I'm just I'm excited for this week of football, man. I'm just all I'm hoping for, Herbie. Like, if the Dolphins lose, we lose, Herbie. But go out swinging, nigga. Like, show me some heart. Like, I don't want to see y'all niggas fold. Like, to me, they just listen. At the end, you could say whatever you want about the games, but they folded in the 2 big games that we've had, bro. If you want to show that you are different, if you want to show you can go to the next level, dog, you got to win a big game, Herbie.
Man, y'all boys are getting dangerously close to that 500 again, bro.
Herbie, the 500 guys, bro. Somebody sacrificed all their friends for us, dog, so we could forever be trapped.
All right, man. With that, bro, we'll see y'all next week, man. Deuces, man. Appreciate you as always, Rob, man.
You already know, bro. I love this.
Thank
every
you so
week.
much, man. Appreciate you, dog.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.